world heavyweight float. Championship belt wrapped around my waist, yo, I got that Ric Flair figure foe. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me Street Pro. Create heat on beat flow. Like Jordan after the second time he three-peated folk. You came prepared, now get ready for the show. Yo, what up, friends? Welcome back. Ballin' Buds is at it again. Another day of baseball talk. Yes, we are going to get into Major League Baseball, give you our first half review. But first, make sure you are subscribed at Ballin' Buds, BALLAND BUDS on YouTube. Handy QR code up there at the top will take you to our link tree. You can find all of our social medias there. Follow us on Instagram and so forth. Make sure you as well hit that like button, whether watching now or on the replay. Really helps us out in the algorithm. And as well, make sure you hit that notification bell so you know every time Ballin' Buds goes live, because it just won't be today. No. We'll be going live as well for Total Evisceration, Hot Take Jake versus the Sports Professor. And we're not sure what day we're going to do that this week. So that's why you want to hit the notification bell. That being said, I am joined by my two brothers, as always, here on the MLB program. First of all, one of my boys that I've known for the majority of my lifetime, Amul the Agilist.
How you doing, sir? I'm good. How you doing? Lots of good baseball in June, and I'm excited to talk about it.
I am blessed and highly favored, sir. Tell them where they can find you, please.
You can find me at AM23 Photography. The website's in the little tag there as well, am23photography.com. Been working on a couple things. Teased out a Poetry in Motion future project that's coming up. And yeah, things are good.
Awesome. Excited. Thank you for that, my friend. And as well, let's go next to our brother, AP. What's good, AP? How you doing today, brother?
I'm doing good for a Monday. Yeah.
Someone's got a case of the Mondays.
I don't think he's got a case of the Mondays. He's good.
All I need is a plate of lasagna, and I'll feel much better.
There you go.
A little Garfield satisfaction.
Absolutely. Enjoying right now the winner go home, winner take all College World Series Game 3 right now between North Carolina and Oklahoma. So,
and as an Oklahoma fan, you know we're going to get to that and talk to you about your team. But first, let them know where they can find you.
Anywhere on Rec Room Sports, basically. THEE Rec Room Sports. We do our baseball show every Wednesday night. We might be taking a break here with the holiday coming up. We also got, of course, our radio show, Rec Room Sports Radio Show. 4 p.m. Eastern, ESPN 690 in Jacksonville, 4 p.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern. You can also check it out on the Rec Room Sports YouTube page as well if you want to watch the video feed. And then our weekend show, Lock It In, which is our betting show. We are taking a couple weeks break. We just had our season finale this past Saturday. Once we get back up and rolling, we're going to start college football talk because college football is just around the corner. And then in about a month's time, we'll do some start some mock drafting for fantasy football. So with the NFL around the corner, so it's going to be fun. I can't wait for it.
Hey, yes, indeed. We are definitely excited for football season coming up as well. Fantasy is always a great time. I love playing fantasy football. It's one of my favorite things to do all year. So I look forward to the NFL. We will be having our NFL show here on Ballin' Buds. So you look forward to that. I'll be putting out more details on that in the next couple of coming months. That being said, let's kick this bad boy off. Shout out to my professor. I'm the professor. I am the sports professor. I forgot to say that. I am Omar, the sports professor Fonseca. I don't know why I always forget to introduce myself. But my producer sent me a really cool reel the other day, and I would like to share it with you all. It is going to introduce how the glove was invented. So let me go ahead and add that here for us. I don't know how to make it bigger, so I do apologize, but let's go ahead and play that for you. Let me turn down this background music here for a second. Boom. So you can hear.
Yeah, cut the background music out.
Baseball players used to catch with their bare hands. No glove, no.
Can you hear that?
Yeah, we can hear it.
You can hear the video?
Yes.
Yeah.
Most people don't know this.
Yes.
Baseball players used to catch with their bare hands. No glove, no padding, just leather, skin, and broken fingers. The first players who wore gloves were mocked mercilessly, called soft, called weak. Then in 1920, a third baseman named Bill Doak walked into the Rawlings sporting goods store in St. Louis with a sketch. Put a web between the thumb and index finger. Create a pocket that actually catches the ball. Rawlings built it. Players grabbed onto it immediately. By the 1920s, every serious player in America was wearing a Rawlings glove. Then WW2 came and leather was rationed. Rawlings figured out how to keep making gloves anyway, keeping America's pastime alive while the country was at war. Today, Rawlings has been the official glove of Major League Baseball for over 80 years. A third baseman's sketch on a piece of paper changed how America's game is played forever. Follow Iron and Honor for the real stories America is built on.
And shout out to Iron and Honor. Y'all make sure you tap in with them for good old content they got going on over there. Shout out for that video. But yeah, how crazy is that? That's great. And then they're calling him weak.
It's pretty awesome.
They're like, you little weak boy. Take that glove off.
I'm sorry. Do you want bruises?
Turns out every generation is mostly the same.
Every time you play baseball? Absolutely not.
I completely agree. agree. I would be. I don't want. I'm trying to protect my hand.
When I was in Little League, my skin was so sensitive that I had to wear a batting glove underneath my actual glove to be able to catch it and not hurt. So
facts. That is facts coming from an also catcher in baseball, which was my first position they ever put me at in baseball, was catcher. That is facts. I used to wear a batting glove as well, so it didn't hurt as bad. Shout out to everybody tuning in. Adam Win 9416. Shout out. We appreciate you tuning in. And everybody, Meme Man, it says hamburger or hamburger, which is hilarious. But we love hamburgers here too, and hot dogs. It's part of the American pastime that is baseball. So, gentlemen, let's go ahead and kick this bad boy off, shall we? Shout out to my producer for that awesome video on Rollins gloves. But yes, let's get it moving. All right, cool. So, as always, you know that we like to start here by looking at our standings. And so, taking a look at the standings here, I'm just going to run it down really quickly. Starting in the NL East, the Atlanta Braves 48-28. Now, it must be said that they are 3-7 in their last 10. So a little bit of a hiccup here in the last 2 weeks. The Phillies, on the other hand, wowzers, after firing Rob Thompson and elevating Don Mattingly, are now in second place in the division with 42-35 record, 6 games behind, but they are leading the wild card race, if you can believe, from how they started. My sorry-ass New York Mets, who I'm sure will get rained upon plenty of times on this here program today, are leading the back of the pack at 34-43. The NL Central, the Milwaukee Brewers still leading there, 46-29. They've got a pretty good lead, 5 games over the Cardinals, with the Cincinnati Reds pulling up the rear there. In the NL West, we have the Dodgers 49-29, pulling away from the rest of the division. I know last time we talked, they were about 5 games ahead. Now they're about 9 games ahead in the division above San Diego. Colorado, as noted, AP offline mentioned, they have 30 wins, and they didn't even get that till August last year. So shout out to them, even though they still suck and are in last place. Moving on to the AL East, the New York Yankees leading the division at 46-30, which makes my heart hurt because after the Knicks fans still won't shut up. Last night they were still talking shit to me last night. I have no time for this. 40. Tell them to stop. It's been 2 weeks.
Why?
They don't need to celebrate anymore. Done.
It was 53 years before that.
It's over.
This is going to turn to Seven Amente real quick, by the way, guys. No, it was 53 years before that.
They put Elmo's head on a stick and marched it around Times Square.
He didn't pick because he didn't pick the Knicks. I'm sorry. He deserved it. We can talk about that in a second. I'll let you get through the opener, but we'll talk about that in a second. I want you to get through the opener.
Shout out to my.
I'm gonna say you think that's bad. Wait till the Cowboys actually win a Super Bowl. That's gonna be even worse than what the Knicks fans are.
I can't even imagine, bro. I can't even imagine.
It's not even gonna be just New York. It's gonna be the entire country that goes up in flames.
I can't even.
No, it'll be Texas. It'll be Texas.
Texas,
everywhere.
Southern California, Southern Arizona, Oklahoma. Literally anywhere near Dallas.
They're everywhere in DC.
Downtown.
Don't act like they're not there in DC either, Amul.
Okay, you're right. They're around town.
Anyways,
they're around town.
The Tampa Bay Rays are 43-31, 2 games behind the Yankees. Good race going on there. We will not move on without pointing out that Amul's sorry-ass Red Sox are just as bad as my Mets, even worse, because they're 31-44, so they're actually 3 games worse than my Mets. I want to hear nothing from you, Amul. In the AL Central, the Cleveland Guardians
you'll hear stuff from me later.
The AL Guardians.
I'm letting you get through this.
The Cleveland Guardians are 41-37, leading the division. But as AP mentioned offline again with his astute observations, the Chicago White Sox from the South Side. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. 39-37, 2 games above 500. Wowzers. I told AP I didn't see this turnaround coming for a long time, but presciently he picked them to be a wild card team this year. We'll see if that holds true. Shout out to our boy Wildcard Mar. Your Royals still suck, taking up the rear of the division at 32-46. And in the AL West, AP, your team is not as bad, but they're still below 500, as is most of that division, aside from the Seattle Mariners, who are only 1 game above 500. So that division is still open for the Rangers taking at least. So, AP, we'll start with you since we just talked about your team. How do you feel about the month of June, the first half here with our standings? What do you think about this outlook?
I mean, do we take anybody in the American League seriously compared to the National League? Because, let's be honest. Do we really trust the Yankees in a 7-game series against whoever comes out of the National League right now? I don't.
Okay.
Do we trust Tampa Bay? Maybe small ball can win them a couple games, but I don't.
Okay.
Chicago, maybe. That could be a fun series, but I still don't trust it. Let's just call it like it is. The National League is loaded with talent, and the American League has suffered a lot the last couple of years. There's only 2 good teams, if you want to think about it, that are in the American League right now. Everybody else is either around 500 or below, and it's just embarrassing. We're going to get blown out of the water. I know All-Star game's coming up in a couple of weeks, but I can already tell we're going to get blown out of the water in the All-Star game because the talent level between both sides it's just lopsided to the National League because there's just so much talent top to bottom. And the injuries don't help either. We just got Wyatt Langford back. Corey Seager's on the IL again. That's just for Texas. You look at Cleveland, they've lost so many players over the course of the last couple of weeks. Although their young rookie stud has stepped up to the plate and has played very, very well here, especially the last week or so. Big series with them and the White Sox coming up, too, starting tonight. Going to be a fun one.
Yes.
But, yeah, and even the White Sox. I mean, who saw that coming? Omar, you talked about it. It's like Murakami, yes, he's a great player. You know, we didn't see everybody else playing as well as they have. I mean, Dalton Vargas looks like a completely different player than he did 2 years ago on that terrible White Sox team. So, and the pitching's gotten a lot better. So this is going to be a fun team to watch down the stretch.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to see. Like I said, I didn't think that they were anywhere close to the turnaround being this quick. I didn't see it for, at least 5, probably 10 years that they would be until they were back in the playoffs again, possibly. Because once you get bad in Major League Baseball, yes, as you mentioned offline, AP, and you're right, if you put the right players in there and get the right team, because baseball is the essential team kind of sport where you need, football is too, but like baseball, you really need all of the players to mesh, and I don't mean just in skill set wise, but also personality wise. It's a lot different for a football team where you got 53 personalities, or a basketball team or a hockey team where a lot of the personalities may be more aligned. And if you know what I mean by that, I'll leave it at that. But what I'll say is for baseball, there's a lot more personalities that are different that need to mesh, and that matters a lot to teams in order of their success, is how well they get along. And baseball, that is truly, truly important. Amul, how do you feel about the standings in the first half so far?
Well, something I'm looking at real quick, just in the AL.
Yes.
The wonderfully pitiful AL.
The wonderfully pitiful, yes.
1, 2, 3, only 4 teams have positive records in the last 10. At this point, the elementary school, I'm going to go back this far, elementary school, like
Silverbrook,
baseball, shout out Silverbrook, the baseball pickup, the teams that we used to form could beat any of the other teams in the AL right now. I will gladly put it out there. We're going to have bad knees, and I'm not going to be able to pitch as long as I used to, but we'll make it work. We'll make it work. We're gonna get demolished. It's going to be probably as bad as some of the World Cup games. The World Cup games have been great, but like some of the scores have been like 5-1, and so it's going to be as bad as that during the All-Star break. All-Star break used to be great to watch. Now, it's still great to watch, but I don't know. The AL could be better. As far as the White Sox go, and this is something that hasn't really been brought up, White Sox and Brewers, something I've seen just in the last week, 2 weeks. Some of it's New England press, some of it's national press. The trades that the Red Sox have made to both the White Sox and Brewers have accelerated the timeline for the White Sox and the Brewers. Now, I'm not going to say that's the only thing. Let's be frank for just a second. I'll be, one of y'all can be Bob. Yeah, okay. Well, you can be Shirley. I'll be Frank. But,
Shirley, you can't be Frank.
You can't be serious. Shirley, you can't be serious.
That's a little airplane humor for everybody that's not. Yeah. That's under the age of 50.
If you haven't seen Airplane,
I was going to say, y'all's ages are showing. Calm down.
No. If you haven't seen Airplane after this podcast, I only say after because Omar wants you to subscribe, and the more you subscribe, there's a greater likelihood that AP and I will take over once he has a Mets meltdown. But watch Airplane later on tonight. It should be streaming somewhere.
Great movie.
Check
if you like comedy, it's very funny, but it does date us a little bit. That's for
the one thing that I've noticed, in all seriousness, is that as soon as people leave the Sox organization, and it's probably player development that they've got right now, you have Dustin May pitching. I think he pitched like a no-hitter or something, or a complete game, something like that.
Game, yeah.
You have Kyle Harrison is doing really well. He's anchoring a great Brewers rotation. Kyle Teal is just coming off the 60-day IL. He's going to be – I want to see him perform. He was – you guys, man, I've been following him since college. I think I went to UVA. Really, really good prospect. What is it? Brandon Brendan Montgomery, who also got traded, and he was part of the Garrett Crochet deal. But, I mean, if you're going to trade away your good players or your good prospects, inevitably other teams are going to shine. I'm not saying that. I don't know who's going to come out. I'll tell you this right now. We're at the halfway point or right around. I know you've got one more show scheduled after this for the All-Star break. I don't know who's going to come out of the AL East. I don't want it to be the Yankees. I don't. I'd prefer the Guardians or the Mariners over the Yankees to come out of the AL East. But we're going to have another NL unless somebody in the AL picks it up. We're going to have another NL World Series champ this year. That's what I think.
Very possible. Yeah, no doubt about it. We've been talking about it all season long. The discrepancy between the two leagues. It was a lot of interleague play that proved early that the NL was the superior league, superior conference.
And speaking of interleague play, I know he's not a prospect, but look at Chris Sale in Atlanta.
Yeah. Remember, I was on here 2 years ago, something like that, before when he was a Red Sox. I said, ship him out. We don't need him anymore. Yeah, I'm eating crow now. I was the year after because he.
Yes, you are. He won the Cy Young the next year.
I know he did. But this is what I'm talking about. Player development, at least. Go ahead, AP. Sorry to cut you off.
I was gonna say I do another show with a Red Sox fan and a Braves fan, so that always gets brought up. So
I mean,
like every time during trade talks, it's like the joke is okay. So what are the Red Sox gonna send Atlanta now? Garrett Crochet and a pack of peanuts?
I don't know. I mean, maybe it's possible.
Aroldis Chapman. That's the main guy I keep hearing is Chapman.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too. If Brayan Bello ever recovers from whatever hiccup he's got, I think he might be done because he's down in Worcester now. But I want to bring up something that you're probably not going to acknowledge, and that's the speaking of teams that are on the rise before they should be. Can we give an honorable mention to the Nationals? That they're actually fun to watch. I realize they're not your cup of tea, Omar, but they're not going to contend for the NL East or anything. They may actually hit third place, so at least that would be nice. But they're ahead of schedule.
I'm just more mad at these fans that call themselves experts and then don't even have James Wood starting in the outfield of the All-Star game. That's utterly ridiculous. He is having an amazing season.
He's having a phenomenal season, and the fact that
look at the outfielders though. Half of them are Braves, half of them are Dodgers, the two most popular teams in the National League.
I don't got time for both of those.
It's basically become a popularity contest. I hate to put it that way.
It technically always has been, but
it always has been. But there was more diverse talent back in the day.
At least baseball, it seemed like most of the fans took it seriously. Not like other sports.
Yeah. And to piggyback off of what Amul said, to be honest, Mookie Betts doesn't deserve to be anywhere near an All-Star ballot this year. Yet he's got the second most votes for second base this year.
Yep.
It's because his son threw out first pitch probably a couple games ago. Probably
name value.
Yeah, name value. I mean,
all right, cool. Well, hey, no, you got something else?
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, okay. Shout out everybody watching. Shout out Jen Jones, sweetheart. Hope you're doing well. See you there on Instagram. Hope to see you soon, beautiful. Meme Man, that's just some sly game I spit, gentlemen. You should learn from me. Meme Man says, did you guys see Spider-Man dancing on a bus when the Knicks won? Look,
yes,
Knicks fans were
let's talk about this.
Ridiculous.
This is great.
Okay, there was one with the girl got pulled off the light pole and then came back and started pulled down the girl's pants and she started twerking. There was we talked about Elmo going. They burned school buses, multiple school buses. Like how are they supposed to get to school the next day?
Mamdani gave him the day off.
Oh.
They complain about ourselves. They complain about.
Are they going to get
celebrations.
buses quicker?
I mean, you have to be. I mean, he did kind of. Which is good. I'm glad he gave the leeway. Because Elmo deserved what he got. Like, listen, if you're from New York, I'm not. I don't pretend to be, and I know Omar, you're not. But like, and AP, you're not. But like, if you're from quote unquote New York or the area or whatever, wherever Sesame Street is located, don't pick against the Knicks. Don't do that. Don't do that. And I mean, after Wembanyama, I know this is an MLB show, but after Wembanyama basically said, "I'm in your head," it was over. Like, in my view, it was completely over for the Spurs. So
they're young. They were inexperienced. They will be back plenty more times, but yes, they were just not experienced enough. The more experienced team won, and that's
if he matures, they'll be back if he matures.
Oh,
that's on him.
I'm not too worried about that. All right, let's move to some stats here. Look at this, y'all.
Okay.
I wanted to bring this up because this is your NL Cy Young race.
Yes.
As we are speaking, Mizorowski, what a month of May he had. A .74 ERA in the month of May. Christopher Sanchez had a 50-something, 55 and a third, I think. No run inning streak. That's craziness. Shohei Ohtani. I mean, how can you be I know he's not as great offensively this season, but still, how can you even be great offensively and be as great as a pitcher? And he's been so great this year. And look at that, the double tandem with him and Yamamoto. And then Chase Burns pulling up the rear there in the top five. What do y'all think about this NL Cy Young race?
Go ahead, AP. I've got a lot to say, but go ahead.
It's Miz's to lose. Let's be honest. If he continues this trend, it's his to lose. The problem is we got to see what Milwaukee does in the postseason. That's the only stigma on the Brewers, is that they're great in the regular season. They can't do anything in the postseason. They always flame out, especially in the NLCS for whatever reason. They just can't. Yep. They just can't get it done. Facts. Having a pitcher like this can help you get over that hump. And if Mizorowski can continue to pitch the way that he has pitched this season, which he's been phenomenal all year long, they might finally get over the hump. Who knows?
Yeah,
I'd like to see him get over the hump.
And you know who's missing inconspicuously from this picture is Paul Skeens.
Yes,
but he should always as well be talked about in the Cy Young race. Amul, what do you think?
Absolutely, I think it is Miz's to lose. I think Kyle Harrison's going to help. I think Kyle Harrison is going to be helpful. I'm not going to say that he's like Tarek Skubal or the way Tarek Skubal was before
we'll talk about that later.
Yeah. But like Kyle Harrison, I mean, you're not in the Red Sox organization, so you're doing great. And listen, I will talk about this to hell or high water. You guys know I can go off about the Sox. But speaking of which, Theo FC, I'm hearing rumblings. Do it. Just do it. I know exactly what you're thinking about doing. I have been there before. Do what you need to do, sir. Like, I get it. In terms of possibly replacing the GM. We'll see.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, of course y'all would love
that.
Of course y'all would love to have Theo back. Why not? Yeah.
Well, I'm not saying – I don't know necessarily if he would come back. I think there would be some sort of like – he would appoint someone else. I don't know. I don't know what the dynamics are in the Red Sox front office. I wish I did, but they stopped returning my calls. And so I had him forward. Yeah, I gave him your number, and they won't call you.
They were like, can someone get this stalker off the line? He keeps calling the Red Sox.
I mean, yeah. It was like, who's this guy? Like, Omar, what is the street professor? What is this about? Yeah, they hadn't heard about you yet. But Abner Uribe, boy, it has been pretty good. He needs to also mature, speaking of maturity, but he'll get there. He will. I want to see the Brewers do well. You guys know I have a soft spot for teams that just haven't seen them like do well in the playoffs in a while. Why not? Let's see if they can get on a roll first. Let's start there before you think about the playoffs. If they do decently well through the back half of the season, then we'll see who they're matched up against. My worry is that the Dodgers might end up being yet another buzzsaw, but I don't know. I kind of feel like with Philly's dominance over the last like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month maybe, like between them, the Braves, it's going to be a dogfight, going into the playoffs. I think you might have a situation where it's the Braves. I'll go ahead and call it now. I know you probably don't. I'm skipping ahead, but Braves, Phillies, Brewers, and Dodgers. I just don't know who's going to be. The Phillies would be the wild card there. But
hey, you know what? There you go. Homework for everybody for our next show, and gives me a good chance to tell everybody when our next show will be. Our next show will be on the 6th, Monday the 6th. We will come back to you again at 7 Eastern. We'll take the All-Star break week off, and then we'll come back on the 20th as well to review the All-Star game. For on the 6th, we will preview the All-Star game. I want you all to have your mid-season picks for your division winners and wild card.
You're giving me homework over vacation, huh? Okay.
Yes.
What kind of professor are you?
What kind of professor would I be if I didn't? And I want your MVP and Cy Young updated picks as well. All right.
I'm going to come to New York in a Grimace costume just for you.
That's funny. All right, cool. Let's
Cookie Monster. You got to do Cookie Monster, AP. You got to do Cookie Monster.
At least
I was only saying Grimace because the last time Grimace was in Shea Stadium, that's when the Mets started playing good again.
Oh, yeah.
That's right. I forgot.
Well, I think the Mets season might be done.
Better times. Better years. Better times.
The Mets season might be done.
As we dub them, the Grimace Mets.
I mean, if the Rockies walk them off like they're walking off the Yankees and everyone else, then
lead off inside the park home run.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was horrible. That kid was fast though. Jeez Louise.
Yeah, I know.
He got some wheels. Anyways, let's move it to the AL. Looking at them, Cam Schlittler. I always want to say Schlittler.
So do I. I can't say his last name. I'm sorry. I'll totally admit it. I can't say his.
I can't do it.
Yeah. We're just gonna call you Cam. If you're watching, Cam. We're calling you Cam.
Oh,
Cam. Oh, Cam. Oh, Cam. Cam is the leader in the clubhouse. 171 ERA, 0.89 WHIP. And 109 strikeouts. He's 2 behind Dylan Cease, who has 111 strikeouts, but he could get the triple crown if he stays at this pace. Dylan Cease as well, performing well with a 2.80 ERA, a 1.23 WHIP. And then you look at other people that could possibly be in that race. You're looking at Joe Ryan with a 2.99 ERA, a 1.0 WHIP, and 99 strikeouts. You're looking at a Jose Soriano having a great year, 3.03 ERA, 1.27 WHIP, and a 98 strikeouts. And you could also look at Parker Messick for Bobby G's Cleveland Indians with a 2.7 ERA, a 1.1 WHIP, and 91 strikeouts. So those are probably your top. Oh, and Drew Rasmussen for the Rays should be probably up there as well, talking in the top 5. So we'll start again. Actually, we'll go to you this time, Amul, since we started with AP last time. What are your thoughts on the AL Cy Young race? Sorry for no picture there.
I mean, it would be no. It's all right. I've got it up here. I'm going to just skip past Cam because he reminds me a little bit of Cameron, although Cameron was a better rapper. Sorry, I was what I was thinking. It's just
I
the
love
way things
Cameron,
are.
so you'll never get any hate from me. That's fine. That's cool.
Guys, yeah, you guys. Yeah. Give it to Dylan Cease, honestly, because if he can keep it up, then he can easily separate himself from the rest of the pack. Now that his hamstring is good-ish, then he should be fine. I like what Joe Ryan's doing, going back all the way to spring training. I will say that because I know that when I was down there, Red Sox were playing the Twins, and you got to see a little bit of Joe Ryan. Glad he hasn't been traded yet. Hopefully Byron Buxton won't get traded too. I mean, that's its own little drama that we can talk about later. The whole Tarek Skubal thing getting a mention, it's cool. It's like getting an honorable mention for getting straight A's in high school and you missed it by getting like 2 B's or something, or like a 4.0 in college, but you only got like a 3.5. So,
only your nerd ass would make a damn analogy like that. Get the hell out of here. That crap.
We haven't even gotten to the finance analogies tonight, sir. You did say that I could bring up anything and everything to a degree. But I will say give it to Cease.
Okay. All right, AP, what are your thoughts on the AL pitching landscape?
I mean, I like the duo that they got in Cleveland right now with Gavin Williams added on to that. Those guys are pitching really well. I mean, sucks that Tanner Bybee can't find the strike zone, and if he does, it's usually over the fence. So, I'm on Team Trade Tanner, by the way. If any Cleveland Guardian fans are watching, I'm on Team Trade Tanner Bybee. But yeah, I mean, overall, if you look at the entirety of the American League, pitching hasn't been that great overall. I'm to Amul's point. Dylan Cease is the front runner, and literally it's him and throw a dart at the wall, see what sticks. We can throw Cam in that discussion too because he's been good. I wouldn't like Skubal. I'm not even going to mention him at all because maybe when he gets fully healthy and comes back, Detroit starts playing better, which they have kind of a little bit. They have gotten a little better, but it's just been it's been a disappointment because some of the guys we thought we were going to step up and be good this year have been either mid or bad, and it hasn't been good watching pitching in the American League this year.
Yeah, definitely not.
It's been really rough.
Definitely not. But like we said earlier, right? It's just as a whole, the American League, is down. All right, let's look at the hitting side of things.
I think real quick before you get to hitting, I think the three of us are also Cy Young contenders too. This year in the AL. I think we are. But go ahead, keep going.
All right, moving on to AL hitting. Let's look at some of these hitters here in the leading in the clubhouse. The aforementioned Byron Buxton having an amazing year at the plate. But buddy, as the leader of the team, you have finally come into your skill set and grown into your craft. Please run the ball. Run to first base. Do not assume you have a home run and then get thrown out at second because you're not hustling, Mr. Buxton. I watched you the other day. You cannot do that as the team leader. That goes for you too, Mr. Juan Soto. Don't think I won't call you out for doing the same exact thing 2 weeks ago when you didn't run a ball out that you thought was a home run. Stop doing this. You people get paid way too much money to not run as hard as possible, Brandon frickin' Nimmo style, every time you go to first base. That being said,
I'm glad you brought up Brandon. I'm glad you brought up Brandon Nimmo. He's doing great in Texas, by the way. Just wanted to let you know.
Sure he is. By the way, it was confirmed, and I know I brought this up, I think, last year on a show, how there might have been some of the politics in play as why those people left. It has been confirmed. DeGrom and Nimmo both chose to leave because of politics, because they are conservative leaning, and New York was too Democrat liberal for them. So that.
By the way, Garrett Cole has given up 4 runs to the Tigers tonight.
There you go. Let's get an update on that.
There
we
we
got and also we're gonna talk about college next because it looks like your
Let's
Oklahoma
go
has gone
Yankees.
up 2-0 there in that game. But let's finish this off first. Byron Buxton, 275 average, 24 home runs, 40 RPIs, 925 OPS. You also got Ben Rice, 996 OPS for the Yankees, 22 home runs, 53 RBIs, 291 batting average. You also have Nick Kurtz for the A's, 290 batting average, 19 home runs, 61 RBIs, 995 OPS. And the leader in the clubhouse, Yordan Alvarez for the Astros with a blistering, and I mean hot flame, Dylon Spitz, hot fire, OPS of 1.069. Jeez Louise, that's crazy. And 25 home runs, 56 RBIs, and a pristine 322 average. So he's clearly the leader in the clubhouse. Amul, if you can stop pressing so many buttons over there and making so much noise.
Sorry, my bad.
Stop that, please.
My
That's very noisy. AP, what are your thoughts on the American League hitting?
The only bright spot in Houston this year is Yordan Alvarez.
Facts.
And here's the thing: he could be a Triple Crown winner. Looking at his stats,
Facts.
he's second in batting. Leads the American League in home runs, second in batting average, second in RBIs. The only good thing that the Astros have going for them right now. And guess what? He's going to get traded. He's gonna get traded. So if he goes to the National League, that's just the rich getting richer. There's the. I don't think he's gonna want to go. I don't think he's going to New York because the Yankees don't want anybody from the Astros at this point.
Is that true? Do you know that as a fact?
I
or
mean,
is that just an assumption?
Some of these guys don't even like New York anyway, so they would refuse to go to New York and play.
Because if I'm the Yankees, I am going after him immediately. I don't even know. I wouldn't even want anybody. Especially with Aaron Judge injured.
Be happy about that. But
he may go to the Dodgers. That's talking about rich getting richer.
That would be the worst.
I looked into something. I think we may have talked about this, but I'm going to allude to it a little bit more. The Dodgers, like their payroll, like the way they're paying players, I kind of wish that all the other teams were doing the same thing because they're basically skirting the system. You're giving someone $2 million a year, and then like you're backloading everything. Like you can have in theory you can sign Shohei to like a 15-year contract and pay him $2 million a year, and then the last 5 years pay him like $100 million to satisfy the contract. I'm not saying this is going to be a Bobby Bonilla situation, but I mean that's how they're affording such good talent, and I mean maybe that's how we're going to end up in the situation where we are next year, where we're not going to have baseball, because I'm starting to see articles where it's they're not going to cut a deal in time.
Yeah, no, we'll talk about that in a little bit too. I got all the notes on that.
Yordan, by the way, also is third in runs and also leads the American League in hits.
He's already pulled out of the home run derby too.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't want to ruin his swing. That's
he doesn't want to ruin his swing.
I like that.
That's pretty smart.
Very smart.
That's pretty smart.
Not that it matters for his team because his team sucks anyways. But yeah, I got you.
No.
All right, let's move it on. Let's look at some other. Let's look at the NL side of things. And look at some candidates here on the hitting side. First of all, you got to go. The leading Braves have Michael Harris as their leading candidate. 306 average, 14 home runs, 41 RBIs. You also got my Mets. Look, Juan Soto is having an amazing year, and most people don't know it because he was injured for the whole month of April. But ever since the last 2 months, he is amazing. 301 average, 973 OPS, 17 home runs, 38 RBIs. You got Shohei Ohtani as always, 297 average, 16 home runs, 43 RBIs, 969 OPS. So even when I said he's not doing as well offensively, he's still a MVP candidate. You also look at other people like CJ Abrams, James Wood. We talked about them on the Nationals. Obviously, PCA, Pete Crow Armstrong, always in the mix, even though he's having a little bit of had some ups and downs this season. Kyle Schwarber always leading the NL in home runs, and the Phillies having a resurgence. He could also be in there. So talk to me. Amul, we'll start with you. NL batting, what do you think?
I like the upstarts, but I also like the fact, I'm going to say this, and it's not often. I try to keep it even keel with the Mets hate, but it's not often that, Juan Soto, I'm a huge fan of Soto, going back to when he was a Nat. The fact that he's hitting 301, his OPS is 973, like he's only hit 17 home runs, that's okay. I don't need you to hit 30 home runs in the first season.
He was injured for the whole month of April. 17 home runs in 2 months is pretty damn good.
I know it is. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying I don't need, given the fact that he's had injuries, I don't need him to basically tearing the cover off the ball. Yeah. Okay. So I like what James Wood is doing. He's seriously, if the Nats don't sign him, and I know they got new ownership, sign him to a long-term deal now. And do it. Give him 15 years. Wait, did they sign Abrams already? Abrams had a contract in San Diego, didn't he? I think he's still playing off the contract in San Diego. Okay. They haven't signed him to a new one yet. They were actually there were conversations about trading CJ Abrams. Right now, the Nats can't trade Abrams or Wood. They need to sign them both to a long-term deal because that's that's their core right there. Alongside Brady House, if Brady House plays again, I think. I don't know.
I'm wondering if you.
Yeah, he's on a 1 year. He's on a 1 year, $4.2 million salary.
I'm wondering if you keep one of them and trade the other just to get a bunch of prospects back. You know what I mean? You might want to parlay something like that if you think that one of them is not going to be as good as the other in the long run. You know what I mean?
If you do that, you're going to have to trade Abrams because Abrams is on the expiring contract. That's what I would do. Okay. If you're right now, he's in.
That's what I would do too. Then, I agree then. Yeah.
Like he's 286. Home run total is about the same as Bryce Harper's 17. So
don't get me wrong, he's a good player, but I think you should. I think at this point you still need a lot more players as a national in order to.
And he was leading the league for a hot minute. He was leading the league, or at least the NL, for a hot minute. So, go ahead.
Oh no, you're fine. Finish your thought. I thought you were done.
I was just gonna say, looking at just the leaders, it's fairly diverse. Like it's the talent is fairly well spread out, but it's also stacked. Like you don't see this level of you don't see this on the AL East. Like I'll say this, I go to Ohio now, for other reasons, but every now and again I'll catch the Reds on TV, and it's for work reasons. But every now I'll catch the Reds. Yeah, I'll catch the Reds on and Ellie De La Cruz. Bernie Chavez has become my favorite player on the Reds, aside that isn't named Ellie, and Andrew Abbott right now. So you want teams to do well. You want the young teams to have a bit of an upstart. I think. I don't know. I don't know who's going to win the Triple Crown. I don't know if there will be a player.
Well, keep your pick for next time. Anyways, we'll make those picks on the next show. AP, what are your thoughts on the NL batting?
I mean, we talked about Ronald Acuna and how well he played before he got hurt. Mm-hmm. They have a second superstar in Atlanta by the name of Drake Baldwin, who's been phenomenal for them the last 2 years. He's going to be a superstar for that team going forward. You look at, you say how diverse the leaders are, especially in different categories. Otto Lopez for the Marlins.
Yeah, 330
talk about the reason why the Marlins are playing well. You got a guy who leads the league in not only batting average, he has 102 hits, only 5 home runs, which, for a guy that's mostly a contact hitter, get on base, go steal some bases, that's kind of expected. You expected your leadoff guy to be kind of he's only going to get 55 home runs or 5 home runs, whatnot. But he, double-digit steals, great on-base OPS is 832, slugging percentage 467. I mean, the numbers are great. Numbers are great there for them. You know, Young Ho Lee's having a great year. Luis Ariz is having a good year. Too bad the rest of the Giants are not. And I was like, you talk about, you know, the superstar names, who's on the top of the leaderboards with some of these categories. And unfortunately, with the Mets playing bad, we can't really talk about Juan Soto and how well he's playing this year.
You know what? You had to always bring it back to the Mets.
I mean, you look at the superstar names in the National League, the guy who's at top is Juan Soto. But because the Mets are terrible, we can't talk about him.
You can still hold on. You can still talk about Juan Soto even though the Mets are terrible. Like that'd be the same reason. No, it'd be the same reason you can't talk about Wilson Contreras even though he's been carrying the Boston Red Sox offense.
That's
like
fair.
he's basically carrying the Red Sox offense. Soto, I haven't watched as many Mets games, but Omar, check me on this. Is Soto carrying the Mets offense right now?
Yeah, he's the only one.
Yeah. Okay. Then I mean, you can suck and still have good players. It's just
I don't even know if we have
any
any other offense.
It's just a matter of
guys too on CJ Abrams. By the way, I love what he's doing with the National.
Yeah, CJ Abrams is great, but you got to be able to build around. That's the thing. You got to be able to build around.
Yeah.
The stars of tomorrow, so as to speak, or the stars of today. You got to be able to build around Soto and Contreras.
Do you agree with me, AP? Would you trade one of them or you keep both of them?
Between who and who? Soto and
Abrams and Wood.
Abrams and Wood.
Remember,
you would try to keep both of them, wouldn't you? Because that's supposed to be your building block for the future, right?
Sure.
Like,
I'm just talking about in terms of defeating more players than just.
Although I will say the last time the Nationals traded away their superstar player, they ended up winning a World Series the following season. So
that's a good point.
Well, that's because we had somebody else waiting in the wings to replace Mr. Harper. That's who. We had a guy named Juan Soto. You know.
Yeah.
And from all of the DC fans to you, Mr. Harper, I know they still feel this way. A big screw you, sir.
Yeah.
I love the fact that he basically said, "I'm going to Philly to win a World Series," and then the team he left won a World Series the following year.
He will never hear the end of that. If he ever comes back to DC, he will never hear the end of that. I believe me.
He's not coming. We don't need him in DC. We don't need him in DC. I'll say that.
I love how that also started the trend of the Astros not being able to win home games in the postseason either. It's like from that World Series on, they just haven't been able to win home games in the postseason for whatever. Because
you can only attach so many things to your body underneath jerseys. So you can't like load yourself up. You know what I mean?
They had to renovate the trash cans to make sure they didn't make any noise.
Yeah.
What was the old saying? Bang foul poles, not trash cans during the Nats World Series run.
That's great. That's tremendous. All right, cool. Well, let's keep it moving. Let's get into that College World Series that we wanted to talk about. AP, your Oklahoma Sooners are up 2-0 and going in the top of the third here with y'all at bat. So go ahead. It's 1-1. This is the deciding game. We're going to get you off of here soon so you can go watch your team. But tell us how the series has gone so far from both teams.
I mean, it's been fun. You had us continue our hot streak in game one. North Carolina finally woke up their offense in game two. This has just been a magical run. Nobody expected us to be in this spot. I mean, look at what Oklahoma's all had to go through just to get to this point. Their regional matchup, you're putting the same regional as the second best team in the country who just came off an ACC title in Georgia Tech. You beat that team twice. You face the Big 12 champion in Kansas Jayhawks, who have had a great year this year, and you sweep them in their building to make it to the World Series proper. Oh, by the way, we're going to stick you in the toughest part of the entire bracket where you have to get past Georgia, Texas, and Alabama. Good luck. Not only did they get past that grouping, they didn't lose a single game. They swept Georgia twice and beat Alabama so bad they forgot how to play baseball.
Yes, that's great. Shout out Canteen and the Bottom Line Sports. Y'all tune in. him, Flo, and Hot Rod. He says, don't sleep on the Braves. Phillies making a hell of a run. And he says, Sooners are going to cook. It's over tonight. I know AP likes to hear that. Continue on, AP.
Please. But you can't take away with what North Carolina's done. They've been the most consistent team all year long. Yes, Georgia Tech was just a little bit better in the regular season, which is why they won the ACC title. But if you really want to get technical about it, North Carolina's been the best team in that conference, and probably one of the best teams outside of the SEC all season long. So it's no surprise to me that they were able to roll over two hot teams in Troy and West Virginia in their route to the College World Series final. People could say, oh, that was the easy side of the bracket. Troy did not make anything easy for anybody in that bracket. And this is a team that was one of the last 4 teams in, and they somehow snuck their way into the College World Series. So kudos to them. And West Virginia's been playing hot all postseason. So you can't really discredit what West Virginia's done either. So, shout out to North Carolina. Again, I hope we win tonight, but if we do lose, I'm not going to be upset about it, because North Carolina's been, like I said, probably one of the most consistent teams all year long.
Yeah, I mean, I am still upset about my UCLA Bruins losing to St. Mary's when they had the best team all damn year long. We hadn't lost a damn series all year long until we lost to damn St. Mary's. Shout out to them for being better. Amul, what do you got on this?
I don't have anything. I'll be honest. I haven't been following the College World Series. I've been following more World Cup action. So good luck to the Sooners. And I hope they beat North Carolina. Wasn't VCU also in this too, or I don't think so.
I think they got a good baseball team. They're probably in the tournament.
They were good baseball. I don't think they were in this year's tournament, but they usually do have a really good baseball team.
Yeah, I think they won the A10 is what I saw. So shout out to my alma mater. So
there you go.
Yeah, I don't think they got out of the bracket though, if I'm being honest.
No.
I can't remember what bracket they were in, but I'm pretty sure they got knocked out.
That's okay. I could talk Richmond politics for days. It's probably something related to that.
And as an update, the World Cup is going into halftime. France versus Iraq, and France is up 1-0. Kylian Mbappe scoring the goal there, getting his 15th in World Cup history. By the way, the GOAT, Lionel Messi,
hoping you'd mention this,
scored 2 goals earlier today. But this is my hot take that I was going to use on Total Evisceration, but I'll tell it now. He's not going to hold that goal record for long, because Mbappe is only a few behind him and much, much younger.
Just let him have the W for right now.
Okay.
Let him. It's like you with the Knicks. You won't let him have the W. You won't let him celebrate. Giannis is on the verge of coming to the Celtics. They're going to trade Jaylen Brown. That's going to happen.
I don't know how I feel. I don't know how I feel about it.
And you still lose to the Knicks.
I'll tell you how you feel. You're happy about it. You feel great when Giannis puts out a colorway.
Just like Brown, though.
We all love Jaylen Brown, but you have to set someone. You have to trade someone in order to get a guy of Giannis's caliber back.
I say they go with my proposal of trading the whole team and all of our picks except Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, and then we'll just run those 3, and you can put me and some other YC. You can put me and Amul on the team with Giannis, Jaylen, and JT, and we'll win the freaking NBA championship. I guarantee.
Yeah, I'll run point. I'm guarding Steph Curry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm guarding Steph Curry.
To Amul's point earlier, even Paul Pierce had to call it a career at some point. So
okay, you know what? Yeah. If you ever disrespect the name of Paul Anthony Pierce on this show, all right, sir, calm down.
Anyway, disrespect him. Paul Pierce went to the called game and went to the Wizards.
Yeah, okay, whatever. He didn't go to the Wizards. He went to the Nets. He got traded to the Nets with Kevin Garnett.
Yeah, I'm talking after that.
Wait, he played for the Wizards?
Yes.
He tried to do the Michael Jordan route, but it failed.
That's great.
There was a game. There was a game in particular where he called game and he actually got it right, and we know it as the Paul Pierce game here in DC.
Oh, you know what? I do
Yeah.
remember that game now.
Yeah.
I had put that out of my memory because I was so upset at Paul for doing some shit like that. I had put
Why
it
were you
outside my
upset
memory.
at Paul? Paul was still going to hang out with you afterwards. You're a Celtic for life. Come on.
Because as a Paul Pierce stan, I have like 5 jerseys. I didn't want him to do some Michael Jordan stuff. But anyways, this isn't basketball. Let's keep it moving. All right. Let's talk a little bit about Tarik Skubal, because this will lead us into our MLB trade deadline talk that we're going to do a little bit of. But
If we have
Tarik Skubal had an unprecedented recovery. Only 12 days after surgery, he was already playing catch and pitch warm-up in the bullpen. I mean, the medical technology these days is just unbelievable for someone to come back from an elbow injury like that, in what would normally have put someone out for 6 months in the past. Anyways, he is actually back, and now the Tigers have a very interesting, I don't think it's interesting, but there was an article in The Athletic today, shout out to The Athletic, that was talking about how the Tigers are debating whether they should trade Tarik Skubal or not. I can make that decision for you right now, Tigers GM. You better make the damn trade and get as many prospects as possible. But neither here nor there. I guess they think maybe they'll have a chance with him coming back. Bro, you were like 4-21 with him out. I don't think you should. I think you should just give up on the season. AP, what are your thoughts on Tarik Skubal?
I mean, they're beating the Yankees right now, so at least they feel like they are competing. So it's kind of hard to say, because it's like, what Tigers team are we going to get when he comes back? Will the offense be as good as it is starting to be, or is it going to fall apart again? Is Fromber going to lose his cool and try to cross up his own catcher again?
Facts.
Because he, other than tonight, which he's pitched great tonight, he hasn't been that good since Skubal's been out. So,
right.
You want to say it's a foregone conclusion. Yes, he should be traded, but the question is going to be, where does he want to go? Because I'm pretty sure he's got a no trade clause, I want to say, in his contract. So that means he essentially gets to pick where he wants to go. The question is, where will he go? Does he want to go to the Dodgers? Does he want to go to a team like,
come to the Mets, baby?
Hell no.
Come to Boston.
Hey, does he want to go to Atlanta? Does he want to go?
Go
maybe
to
go
the
to
Nationals.
Chicago. Maybe go in division and go to Chicago.
Come to DC. Go to the Cubs.
all three of those teams, Amul, are should be sellers, including the Mets. Go ahead. What do you think about Tarik Skubal?
So here's the thing. The Tigers are 11-6. Sorry, I have stats up. 11-6 this month. They're third best record in the majors and best in the AL. Okay, pitching staff has the lowest ERA, 3.12. Clearly, they can do fine without Tarik Skubal. That said, should they? They should trade him if and only if. Yeah, they should, if and only if they're actually going to get something back for him. In my view, here's what I would do, and this is just me, is I'd package up a decent prospect with Framber Valdez, get a better pitcher to team up with Tarik Skubal, so that way Skubal can heal as well as he can, and that whoever they get, maybe it's, I don't know, not Miz, not Jacob Mizorowski, maybe it's not Paul Skeens, but somebody similar, and you go ahead and see if the Tigers can make a proper run, because they have Kevin McDougall, so they have the possible rookie of the year right there, and they should try to make a run at least. Get Framber Valdez off this team. Like, get him. I would say get him out of baseball, but surely somebody will take his contract.
If he continues to do this, Amul and Omar, if Fromber continues this attitude, he's going to play himself out of the league.
Right, but my question is, I mean, will he actually play himself out? Because, and this is something we can talk about with like the lockout and everything, right? But like the MLB commissioner is not that great. We know that. So Manfred's awful. He's not going to sit there and be like, all right, well, Framber, you're not doing so hot. He's not going to sit down and talk through things with him. So how do you know, for example, that he's going to play himself out, or are the teams just not going to pick him? Is he going to become persona non grata?
I'm going to say if the clubhouse issues continue, well, this is also partially on the Tigers too, because there's no veteran in there that'd be like, hey, dude, you need to calm down. We need
Jason Verlander's there.
Verlander's there, but have we heard anything about Verlander? Like pulling him aside and being like, what do we, it's like, come on now. You got to be the leader of this team. You're the veteran guy in that locker room. You need to pull him aside and be like, dude, we don't need you doing this right now. We just lost our best player. We're going through kind of a slide right now. We need you to focus on pitching and help us get back in the race of things.
No, you're right. To that point, I haven't seen him. I haven't seen any. I'll say this: I haven't seen any Tigers legends, living Tigers legends, put his arm around him and say, "Hey, maybe you shouldn't be doing that." So I don't know. My wonder is, okay, you say he's going to play himself out of a spot in the league. I agree with you. I happen to agree with you. My wonder is, or not my wonder, my thought is, I wonder if he's going to be picked up like in the minor league somewhere by like,
well, there'll be a team that takes a stab on him. There'll be a team that takes a stab on him just cause.
Or like the Royals or something, and they just stash him in the single A or double A and leave him there. Sorry, I'm not trying to pick on you Royals fans or Cubs fans, but
the majority of ownership is going to be like, we don't want that type of a locker room distraction in our organization, so we're not going to bother signing him. There's going to be a team that be like, all right, you're going to come in, but you're only going to be on a one strike basis. If something happens to where it's like it's uncontrollable, you won't be on this team.
And it'll be like a 1-year contract for like $500K or something like that.
Yeah. Well, hypothetically, let's banter this about for a second. The teams that need starting pitching the most, you mentioned the White Sox earlier, the Braves could use extra pitching, the Padres, the Athletics. Those are the teams that are in the playoff hunt right now that could really use pitching. So, I mean, would one of those teams take a chance on him? I mean, maybe a lower level team like the Orioles, who maybe think they need, an arm to get over the hump. So, we're going to see what happens. It's going to be very interesting. I completely, no doubt in my mind, trade Tarek Skubal and get as much as I can.
If we keep Skubal, here's a trade that I would try to do. I know it's in division, and I know a lot of people are going to frown at it, but trade for Tanner Bybee.
Oh, yeah.
Go get Bybee from Cleveland, send Fromber to
I don't think Cleveland would do that, but yeah.
I don't think Cleveland would do that, but if Tanner Bybee needs a fresh start, send him to Detroit.
That's true.
He could be, find his footing. He could be a solid number 2 behind Tyreek Skubal in that case. Right now, the problem with Bybee now is he's supposed to be the ace, and he is not even close to playing like it. Like the 2 guys behind him are more of an ace of the staff than he is right now. So,
and literally anyone is better than Framber.
Anything though.
Mm-hmm. So. Literally anybody.
Really, anyone is better than Framber. You could pick Lucas Giolito. Everyone loves Lucas Giolito. Go trade for him. Literally anybody is better than
the Cubs. Could be another place. The Cubs need a little bit of pitching. The Diamondbacks possibly as well. Maybe the Diamondbacks would take a chance. That seems like a place that would take a chance on someone like Framber.
Valdez.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Diamondbacks look like a place that might take them. And then, Looking at other things here at the trade deadline, when you're talking about people that need bats, you're looking at the Padres, right? Fernando Tatis just hit his first home run, which is mind-blowing to anybody, this far into the season. But Manny Machado hitting, 170 or some crap?
Talk about a guy who does not need to be anywhere near an all-star ballot now.
That's true.
Yeah.
Not when you're hitting far below the Mendoza line, 50 points below the Mendoza line. Yeah. Anyways, the Phillies.
That just shows how far the San Diego has fallen. Like, the players you mentioned are older, so it's going to take them a while. Like, granted, I think in San Diego, you're just happy to be there because it's 80 degrees and sunny all the time. Plus, the standard of living is probably a little bit better. But that's why I think that they talk a big game, sure, but you got the Dodgers up north. So what can you do? You're always going to be looked at.
We were on this show a month ago. The Padres were neck and neck with the Dodgers at this point. About a month ago.
They were.
And they've come, like you said, they've completely fallen off over the course of the last month.
Like right now, what's more intriguing? Like the watching the Pods or watching the Royals versus the Cardinals? Like, to me, that's a bit more intriguing or the Pods versus anybody versus the Cardinals and the Royals. Sorry, allergies are mucking up. But, that's, they've got to get right with their, player development. They've got to get right with hitting and just, they have to do things that are going to be, that they're going to allow for a better future, I think. And a lot of teams have to do that. I'm kind of keeping it general, but a lot of teams have to do that.
And they'll and we'll talk more about this. The deadline is until August 3rd, so we'll talk more about the deadline before, after the All-Star break. We'll talk more about it. We just wanted to get a little bit of banter in there for a second. But yeah, now that we've covered all the standings, all the stats, our power rankings, we've covered the trade deadline, we've covered Tarek Skubal. We touched on the injury plague. We had Judge out 4 to 6 weeks. We talked about offline, me and you at AP before Amul got on the backstage. Mike Trout, not again when he's having such a great
what
season.
if with Mike Trout's career?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Jeez Louise, injuries. So any other thoughts on trade deadline or any other news in the MLB from either of you?
I will say though, Texas is about to get some pitching reinforcements because Jordan Montgomery, who we all remember was a catalyst for the Rangers getting on that second half run, is about to come back. So,
would you not say you need a little more offense too? Seems like the offense.
Josh Young's been playing great. This is by far his best season since he got called up. Ezekiel Duran, that's probably the biggest surprise so far this year. I know Josh Smith was supposed to be the everyday second baseman, but he's been in and out of the lineup. I think he actually got sent down to AAA just recently. So Duran's become the everyday second baseman, which, by the way, he's second in AL voting for second base in the All-Star game. So kudos to him. He's been playing well. The aforementioned Brandon Nimmo, thank you again, Omar, for that trade. I'm very upset that they don't have him in leadoff anymore, but he's still producing either way in the outfield for us. And having him and Wyatt back in the same lineup has been fun to watch. The only thing we need is Corey Seager. Please stay healthy for an extended period of time, please.
Yeah, it's asking a lot. And yeah, even with those outfielders, your outfielders' OPS is still not that great, so it could still use a little bit of work there. I think they rank in the bottom half of the MLB in OPS, outfielder OPS, I believe. But you're welcome for Brandon Nimmo. I like Brandon. He was a hustle player. I'm not even mad. All right, Amul, anything from you?
So many. I'm not gonna belabor the conversation. Here's who I want the Red Sox to trade. Yeah, Yoshida. Trade Yoshida. Here's who else I want. Trade Sonny Gray. Let Connolly Early come in. Connolly Early's coming into his own. So is Peyton Toll. It's going to be at least a year, probably 2, before the Red Sox get back to the way they're the winning ways of yore. Caleb Durbin, keep him, but it's like get right is what I'm saying. Quit. I used to say something. I don't think I've ever said it on this show, but I started while watching hockey last year saying, "Quit playing with your food," and that's what I feel like makes sense here. If the Sox front office had half a brain, which they don't right now, they would make some of these moves, if not all of them. Mickey Gasper, you've got Mickey Gasper as a switch hitter playing catcher. Like, I love that Gasper's on the team. I do, but see who else can play too. That's how far the Sox have fallen. And if you need to, John Henry, sell the team. There is a trillionaire out there who might buy it. He invests in SpaceX.
No, they just keep buying more and more. That's all they keep doing.
I wish we had that button on the show. Sell the team. Sell the team.
Yeah, sell the team. Just sell the team. It's good. You're good. We'll be happier. But that's all I've got. I don't want to belabor the topic.
No, you're good. You're good. All right. Well, we'll talk about the last thing before we get out of here, and that just to update you on the MLB labor negotiations. We told you last time that we were looking at a most likely strike. I wanted to just let me just give the updates. There were updates from both sides, released their first proposals. So let me get to this. First of all, the MLB owners put out theirs, and let's see, where's it? Hold up. Okay, here we are. So the MLBPA submitted their first proposal. They wanted competitive integrity tax. What that means is instead of a salary cap, the Major League Baseball's Players Association wants a competitive balance tax, which each dollar spent on a payroll above a certain threshold is taxed. So essentially, the NBA's luxury tax is what that is essentially. They also want reworked revenue sharing. So essentially, the revenue sharing that they have now would be reworked, sending more money from the big market television contracts to the smaller market teams, reducing the amount that would come from in-stadium revenue. The idea here being teams who draw well in theory of on-field success would keep more money as a result of that success. Now, you're still taking from the rich and giving to the poor, Robin Hood style, but I guess if all the teams agreed on it, then I guess it would be fine. The minimum salaries would increase from $782,000 to $1.5 million, and then going up to $2.2 by 2031. Kind of a soft minimum on salaries to help the lower capped players. And also, on the other side of things, the league came back and proposed a salary cap. So the league has essentially proposed a $245.3 million salary cap and a floor of 171.2. I do like the floor as it encourages teams that don't spend a lot, and we all know who you are, Pirates, Marlins, and other teams would have to now start spending a little more money to try to have some, although, I mean, looking at competitive balance this year, this whole show, we've talked about the teams that don't spend a lot of money are playing really well this year. So maybe they don't need that. But
I mean, look at the embodiment of the Tampa Bay Rays in the 2000s, from the 2000s onward to now. That is essentially what they've done for that is their organizational.
That's their MO.
That's their blueprint.
Yeah.
You have a superstar talent that comes in, you trade him off while he's still hot and young, you get some prospects in, you continue to build from within the organization. In the 2 years down the road, you're a World Series contender. So that's just how the Rays do it.
Okay. Amul, your thoughts?
And that matters. I think building from within makes a heck of a difference. But also the teams that are out there that haven't been spending high, you're in the majors.
Right.
And
I've always said that. Why do you want to own a team and
Yeah.
then not try to win, not try to spend money? Like if I'm going to own a team and I'm a billionaire, I'm going to spend as much money as possible, like Steve Cohen.
Yes.
Just even
Some of these owners
suck
just
enough.
buy these teams just to say they have a team.
Yes, they do. They buy it because it's for funsies, and it's like that's great. But like, you actually have to be, you have to engage with a team. It's not like a stock or something else that it's gonna just go up or go down. You have to be able. You've got players. You've got lives of the players. You have, you have other minutia that matters, and a lot of owners. Don't get me wrong. I've been to a game at PNC Park. It's gorgeous. Sit in the 300 level, like I think it was 314 is where I sat, and you can see out into the city. That you need a team that can, you need to be able to build a team that can compete in such a beautiful atmosphere. Same with, other franchises. I'm gonna call out the Marlins. I'm not gonna call out Tampa Bay so much because that's their MO, but the Red Sox, like. And I'm not going to call. Well, the Mets could be. Mets have had a lot of injuries, but my point is
they spend.
Right, they spend. But my point is for these other teams, they need to. Y'all need to spend well. If you're not going to spend well, why do you own a team? What is your major malfunction? I hate to quote an old high school teacher of mine, but what is your major malfunction?
Perfect example of that, Amul. Look at what happened to the city of Oakland. They finance a new stadium. Ownership was like, new ownership came in and is like, you know what? I don't like Oakland. We're going to bottom out the entire roster. We're going to sell everything that we have. We're not going to be competitive in anything. We're not going to be a competitive baseball team. And then, by the way, in a couple of years, we're going to be playing in Vegas.
Right, so, if that gets actually built. I've heard that it may not get built in time. That's what I'm hearing now.
Look at what they're doing right now. They're in transition between there and then, and they're playing good. They have good players.
But they've been in transition. Yeah. Imagine if they weren't in transition and were in Oakland still,
Maybe more people would actually come out and watch the game. Who knows? Maybe if you actually put a good product on the field, maybe that brings more fans out.
And honestly, I think that's our point, is that if you're going to own a baseball team, invest in the team, invest in the city surroundings. Otherwise, go do other things in life. There are so many things you could do, including lay on a yacht, right outside the French Riviera. Go ahead. It's fine. There's space. Like, hang out with George Clooney or Brad Pitt in like Italy or something.
So let me get because I haven't got y'all's final opinions on this. Salary cap, yes or no?
Yeah. And a floor. Do both.
AP?
I'm still against it, but I'm like on the fence. I'm not saying it wouldn't be a bad thing. It's just finding out how to distribute all that money. And I know that the Dodgers are doing what they're doing. They're not going to be able to do that anymore with the salary cap, and I'm sure that's why they're against it.
Which is why I'm for it, because I want those shenanigans to stop. Like, how are you stacking talent that is that good, and like you're paying them what they want, but like half of the talent you've got is in the minor league system.
So I somewhat agree. I definitely agree with you that there should be a floor. There should be enough spending by teams. Yes, good spending as well, but you can say that to any business owner, and they may or may not do well at that. But also, I'm an old school baseball guy, so I'm so used to there being no salary cap. I've always been against it. Now I am sort of like AP, kind of moving a little more center moderate on this issue. But again, that would, and while I agree with the whole Dodgers thing, they definitely need to do something to get rid of that with the deferrals and all of that. That needs to be done away.
Yeah.
With. But to say to get a salary cap, so now my Mets, who are at 320 million, now have to be capped at 245 million. And especially after you've already signed Juan Soto, like how does that kind of come into play and things like that? So more selfishly, I guess, than not, I would say no. Because we finally got an owner that was willing to spend after years of the Wilpons not spending money. So maybe I'm trying to live as lavishly as possible in the next few years with the Mets. So I'm still on no on the salary cap, but I guess I would feel a lot different if I wasn't the Mets though. So I gotta
maybe you don't have a salary cap and you just go after the Dodgers.
Yeah.
Which yes, I mean why not?
Yep.
The thing I hate about this proposal, and Omar, I think you talked about it before the show went live, is that you're basically gutting the MLB draft away from high school talent.
Mm-hmm.
And I am of the belief that there are a lot of high school players that are more talented than some of the college kids. I know you want to put more emphasis on the college talent. Obviously, we've seen, you look at college baseball now, there's been a lot of JUCO transfers that have come to some of these major schools like Oklahoma, like Kansas, like Georgia Tech, which is why these teams have worked so good this year. They got a lot of great JUCO transfers. But you also can't take away from the high school talent either, because there's a lot of great high school talent. And it also affects your international market too. So I don't know what they have plans for that, because do they have an international draft? Because if you clear out that high school part of it, it's like, well, you can't get any international guys unless they go to college. Mm-hmm. So
I might be missing something here, but how are you clearing out the high school by having a floor? You're just making they're wanting to
restructure the MLB draft to where high school kids will not get drafted.
Oh, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's what I said. That's what I said.
Yeah, don't do that. Some high school kids want to skip college, and let them. That's what they want to do.
Yeah, you shouldn't have to go to college if you don't want to. Sure, of course.
Yeah.
Not everybody's made for college. Let's just say that. I'll just say.
Agreed. I completely agree with that. I know. I was not. I went to the military. I would have failed out if I went to college right out of high school. I had to go much.
I did fail out right out of high school. So
there you go.
I did not.
Failing in life, not only Bryce Harper with the Philadelphia Phillies. No, I'm just joking. But he did a video recently called "Get Ready with Me." Did y'all see this? The way he uses his toothpaste. So,
oh my God.
Is this one of the ones I sent you?
No, I just found this article. I've never seen anybody do this before. He does not put his toothpaste directly onto the toothbrush. He puts it in his mouth and then starts brushing. It's the weirdest. I was so shocked at this. Some people.
He's not the only one that does it, though. I've seen other people do it, so
that's just weird.
I have not seen other people do that, so that's just weird to me.
It's not an uncommon thing, at the very least.
All right. Well, I've never heard of it. You're weird if you do it. Also weird, but also stunning. Someone who stole Tom Brady's rare card. Shout out to you, whoever you are. Keep it on the run. Stay on the lam, and don't get caught, my friend. Amul, what do you have more on this story?
I really don't. I found it to be funny when I sent it to you, because I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like it's been stolen for however long, and it's become. I'll say this: I was at a sports card shop in Florida, and it became it somehow came up and was it became an urban myth. It's out there, but it's as rare that you haven't seen it. Like a mint Babe Ruth card, or a mint, something that is completely rare, that you normally wouldn't. Yeah. So it's you just haven't seen it. It just, we don't know where it is. We don't know if it's at a safe somewhere in Cuba, or
Nelly.
Yeah.
The Loch Ness Monster.
Yeah. If it's just out there, and it's autographed too. It's actually pull it up if you can.
No, we don't have enough time. I just wanted to bring it up. just because
Okay.
I just wanted to say screw Tom Brady. No, we got to get AP out of here. His team is playing. I'm sure he wants to go watch it. And we've been on
be
for an hour
nicer
and a
to
half.
be nicer to your owner, please.
Yeah, whatever. This is going to be very oxymoronish, but go Raiders, screw Tom Brady. Let's go.
Yeah.
Right.
You got Tom Brady hanging out with Fernando Mendoza, my friend. So you can only screw him so much before he enjoys it.
I cannot ask for
it.
two better mentors for my Christian QB other than Tom Brady and Kirk O'Chains. All right, let's get on out of here on that note. AP, let them know where they can find you.
D Rec Room Sports Hub on YouTube, THEE Rec Room Sports, all of their platforms as well. Obviously, we got our radio show on Thursday, ESPN 690 Jacksonville. Check that out, 4 p.m. Eastern to 6 p.m. Eastern, among other things that we do for the network. So,
yes, awesome. Shout out to Let's Talk Sports and Rec Room Sports Hub. Y'all go tap in for them on YouTube. And as well, Amul, where they can find you at.
Hey. AM23 Photography, am23photography.com, AM23 Photography on IG. A lot of good things coming. I'm just going to say that. A lot of good things coming. Some have already been spoiled privately, and the rest will be revealed publicly in due time. It's fun working again in the shadows. I'll just say that. Not many people will get that, and that's okay.
Congratulations to you, sir, and as well, many good things coming from Ball and Buds, including Total Evisceration, Hot Take Jake versus Sports Professor this week. When we're not sure, it could be Tuesday, could be Wednesday, could be Thursday. That's why you should hit that notification. Ooh,
this is for Jake.
The Sports Professor wins every time.
He's not gonna like that. Yes.
Tune in. Here's what you do. Tune in to Sports Evisceration to watch the Sports Professor just pummel. It's like Mike. This is gonna age me, but it's like Mike Tyson Punch Out. Like you just pummel the person.
Great game.
Pretty good. It's pretty entertaining.
Right. And it's called Total Evisceration. So everybody tune in.
Damn, now you're making me want to root for Jake. You're making me want to root for Jake. God damn.
I'm not asking you to root. I'm not asking you to root for Jake. No one should root for Jake. I'm sorry.
No one roots for Jake. He's a bum. And he'll be treated like a bum on that show, just like I do every week. Anyways,
I mean, as long as he doesn't wear khakis and works for State Farm, as you should,
He doesn't. He wears warehouse clothes and works for Frito-Lay. So there you go.
And his wife's Undertaker hat.
Yes, and wearing his wife's Undertaker hat, which will forever be a classic moment in sports television.
That was beautiful.
That's hilarious.
That was
Shout out to the Bottom Line Sports from 5 years ago. That's tremendous. All right, y'all. We're getting out of here. Make sure you smash that notification bell. You'll know when Total Evisceration comes on. As well, hit that like button, whether watching now or on the replay. Really helps us out in the algorithm. And as well, make sure you subscribe at Ball and Buds, BALLAND. BUDS handy link tree QR code up there at the top will take you to our link tree. You can subscribe to our YouTube, follow on Instagram, and all of our other social medias. For Amul the Agilist, for AP Alan Peralez, I am Omar, the Sports Professor Fonseca. For Ball and Buds, we are out. Be blessed, be successful, and we will see you at Total Evisceration.
Come sooner.
5,000.
That world heavyweight flow, championship belt wrapped around my waist, yo. I got that Ric Flair faking foe. Slam you on the pavement, that's why they call me Street Pro. Create heat on beat flow, like Jordan after the second time he 3-peated folk. You came prepared, now get ready for the show.
All right, awesome show.